Change in Color is inclusion, diversity in faces, cultures, and stories. A break from the traditional narrative in media we see every day. I'm India Johnson. Join me as we highlight the beauty and the struggle. Change in Color.
So my name is Grisgby III. I'm a junior, and my major is African American Studies with a minor in public policy, and I attend UCLA. So originally in junior college, my major was actually sociology, but I didn't get into UCLA for my first major. Originally, I wasn't even going to come to UCLA. I was going to go to Berkeley because I got into Berkeley for sociology. So I looked into it more and talking to different mentors, and I felt like African American Studies would give me like the holistic understanding of what a lot of African Americans go to like for me to be able to address policy correctly. So I'm from Stockton, California. Even though I was involved in like a lot of things I shouldn't have been, I always knew I was like a little different. Not like better, but just different. Like I just knew I understood things differently than my friends did. I kind of like analyzed things a little different. So by the time I wanted to like go on like a different path, it was easier for me than it is for a lot of my friends, like because I understood school a lot, so it was like a place of privilege. One of my closest friends went to jail for a murder case, and they tried him as an adult. And I just seen how fast like life can change, and it really like put a lot of fear into me because I was involved in the same things that he were. It's like this particular quote that kind of like always sends chills down my back when I think about it. The sad part is that my life could have been his because they're similar situations, similar environment. But he said the real tragedy is that his life could have been mine. Maybe he would have that second chance, he could have been a scholar. He could have been that impactful person to society. And a lot of times that really bothers me because I'm not sure if people don't get a second chance because he's still fighting that case and he might never see the light of day again. So it changed my perspective on life, made me want to do things differently. So I started taking school a lot more serious. To be honest, not really because I cared about school, but because I knew it was like an easy escape plan. It just made me realize that I wasn't what most people consider a normal kid. I was often violent. That was my only way to like deal with altercations. I never thought about talking things out, which was normal there. My friends didn't get the same exposure to things that I had. Like I used to go out of state sometimes with my church to like North Carolina and Washington, D.C. And I really let me see that the world was bigger than my neighborhood. So moving out of Stockton and going to Sacramento to me was an easy decision. I enrolled in Sacramento City College and I was working full time out there. So it kept me constantly busy. And even though Sacramento has like similar crime rate as Stockton, it never influenced me because I wasn't from there. So I didn't know anybody, so I could just kind of blend in and handle my business and just go home. Whereas in Stockton, it's so small, I run into individuals from my past and I couldn't really escape. The biggest change was just I didn't have a familiarity. Like I was used to, if I was bored, just calling my friends up and things like that. Or while it was a big change, I think it was a positive change because instead when I was bored in Sacramento, I did homework or I was at work. It's easy to say, don't do this, don't do that, but it's hard when the environment knows you. So I think it's best at times to separate yourself from the environment just to work on yourself. So that helped a lot for sure. Well, the emotion that came with me leaving, a lot of guilt, a lot of imposter syndrome. It was a big adjustment as far as that. For the most part, leaving Stockton to here, it was a sense of relief. Like, man, I finally got somewhere else to go. I don't have to keep running away. As you can imagine, Stockton and UCLA communities are very different. And I never really feel at home here at UCLA. Even though these communities are safer, it just doesn't feel safer for me. At least in Stockton, I know what are the possibilities, and I may get robbed, I may run into some individuals who I had problems in the past, but I know what to expect. Whereas here, I don't feel comfortable just walking to the store because I feel out of place. I feel like my body is a constant target or a constant threat to the people who live in the community. So you'll never just catch me walking around Beverly Hills or places that I don't have to be unless it's like business related. Two models that I truly do believe in. Number one, the conversation between empowerment and inspiration. Inspiration, a lot of times people think that's a cure for everything. If I'm impoverished, I don't need inspiration. If I don't know what I'm eating tonight, I don't need inspiration. I need empowerment. I need to know the tools and the resources and the way I can lift not only myself and my family and my community out of that situation so like we can become empowered together and do more. Inspiration a lot of times just isn't enough. And another motto is that talent and knowledge is universal, but the resources that are required to manifest that talent isn't always true. And that can prevent somebody from reaching their maximum potential. So I try to like provide resources to those who usually don't have access to it. I think that's the best way of ensuring that equity is achieved. Honestly, a lot of things I'm doing right now, like whether it's going to school or interested in policy or interested in law, it's not really for myself. What really inspires me is the constant contact with the people who I'm doing it for, like kids like myself who just feel like there's no hope out there. I always need to be reaffirmed and have that contact with the people I'm doing it for to remind me why I'm doing what I'm doing. And that really helps me like stay fast and stay straight ahead. If I had to give advice to anybody, I have to say just think long term. Like a lot of times the short-term incentives, short-term money, short-term goals are so enticing, but it can only last for so long, you know? Without that type of foundation that you need, whether it's education or learning a trade, or taking that time just to find yourself is vital in ensuring that you have longevity in whatever you're doing. So just think long term before you make any type of decision. Think about the long-term effects, positive or negative. Okay, in the process of me like developing into like this different transition of life, I had like a lot of support, whether it's different mentors, different programs. So I always recommend reach out to your city and find those mentors, find those programs, because a lot of times they're not just blatantly there. They're doing the work, but they don't get the same type of praise that the negative news that we see on the news every day. So in Sacramento, I had Hawk, which is higher attainment modality, helped a lot. In Stockton, they have a program called SSLA, Stockton Summer Learning Academy, which helped a lot with giving context about why things are the way they are and how you can personally impact it in your community. Just always reach out, find those mentors, find somebody who's doing something that you plan on doing. Don't be scared. The worst they can say is no. And a lot of times they are willing to help because they see you putting that extra effort forward.
Change in color. Change in color.